happened is, she grabbed a hold to him because she knew he can help her hold it all together. Come on, man. Because see, everything else was falling apart. See, her life was falling apart. Amen. There was him, there was medicine in the hem of his garment, but she knew her life was falling apart. So if I keep doing the same old thing the same old way, I'm going to get the same old result. If I keep going to doctor after doctor, doctor after doctor, lawyer after lawyer, I'm going to get the same old result. But Lord, I can't do nothing until you come. Here it is, here it is. Is that now we understand is that Jairus is at a point, he's sitting here and he's looking at Jesus. But Jairus hears a sermon. Because when she touches him, everybody's throwing it at him. He's in the crowd and she touches him. And Jesus said, somebody touched me. Man said, what do you mean? All of these multitudes that's around you, what do you mean somebody touched you? All of these people. And you're going to say, somebody touched me. Because I felt something leave from me. You got to understand something. There's a big difference between a physical touch and a faith touch. Yeah. See, this wasn't a physical touch because, see, the thing of it, she didn't touch him. She just touched his hand. So now, he couldn't have said that somebody touched him. Nobody was touching him physically. It was a faith touch. Because she said, if I could but only touch the hem of his garment. I don't have to touch him. I can just touch his hem. And she said, I know I can be made whole. Jesus, he said, who touched you? She come press it all. See, it comes a point in your life when the Lord has done something for you. You got to tell people about it. And see, when he asked who touched me, she came and she pressed her way through. Excuse me, excuse me, get out of my way, And see, you got to come to a point in your life where you got to use some elbow motion, And you got to tell people, excuse me, Because I can't do nothing until he comes, And I got you, get you out of my way. And no doubt in my mind, people looking at, what are you doing, You just pushing and shoving. But that's all right. When push and shove come in the commotion, amen, if it takes that to get you to Jesus, come on. No doubt on line, Jairus is sitting here looking at all of this. No doubt you got to remember something. Jairus is already, no doubt he's seen when they took the man and the paralytic man, they took him and they couldn't get to the place where Jesus was. So they took him up on the roof and they tore the roof off. And lowered him down. But the Bible says that when Jesus was in town, there was a noise. But see, I got to ask you something. Are you just making a noise? Or are you making a difference? We got a lot of churches making a lot of noise. But are the people making a difference? Are you making a difference in people's lives? Are you making a difference in your own life? But Jairus is still watching. He says, daughter, your faith has made you whole. Daughter, your faith has made you whole. Watch this, watch this. No doubt in my mind that God has set it all up so Jairus could see what he could do. See, sometime in your life, you got to understand, God has a process. And God, in this process, we got to be faithful enough, amen, we got to be patient enough to go through the process. Because here it is, I need you now. I done already told you my daughter is dying now, and we got to go and you're going to hold up and you're going to deal with this woman's problems. And then, guess what? One from the ruler, the Bible said, one from the ruler of the synagogue's house, he ran up and he said, why perish him any longer? Why trouble the master any longer? Why trouble him? Because the woman had an issue of blood for 12 years. But Jairus' daughter was 12 years old. Hallelujah. Watch this. The number 12 represents perfection. The number 12 represents authority. The number 12 represents government. there was 12 tribes of children. There was 12 disciples. There were 12 gates in the city. And now 12 is multiplied and it comes up to be 144. Come on, you got to understand this 12 represents authority. So now the number 12 tells us that God is in control. Jesus has authority over death. Jesus has authority over demons. Now look at it. He had authority over the depths of the sea. When Peter walked out, and he said, and when he went down, he said, Lord, save me. Jesus had power over the depths. Had power over the demons. Told the demons to come out of it. Power over death, power over demons, and power over destruction. Power over death. Luke said, and this time, when he said, why trouble him any longer? See, sometimes you got to move some people out of your way. Because, see, everything that looks dead ain't dead. It looks dead to you, And see, what happens is sometimes we go ahead and sin because we think it's over. But it ain't over till God says it's over, But see, what it is with this man that had came from the ruler of the synagogue house, he said, basically what he was saying in our term, the fat lady has sung. But guess what? It wasn't over. Jesus said, she's on. And I'm telling you right now, somebody here needs to be revived. And you're not dead. There is hope in you. And the thing of it is that hope is in you have to move in agreement with God. Because notice, why did Jesus go with Jairus? Why did he go with Jairus? Watch this. Jairus said, come. Lay your hands on her. She'll be healed and she'll live. So now what Jesus said, Jairus, I'm in agreement with you. Because you said that I can do it. So Jairus knew he couldn't do nothing until he could. But when he goes with Jairus, watch this time. Jesus now, he says, come on, let's go home. Now what happens? Jesus was following Jairus. But now Jairus is following Jesus. Come on, let's go. And so what happens is that you got to understand something. Now you have to be a follower of Christ. There's a difference between a fan and a follower. I might be a fan, but when I make a commitment to follow, I'm going to follow. And see what happens is, fans sometimes get tired. But followers, they know that I got a good leader, and I'm going to be a great follower. I know that if I be a great lifter, my God is a great drawer. And all I got to do is just lift up him, and he'll do all the drawing unto him. But what happened here? What happened? Jairus goes to his house, but there are professional mourners there, and they are crying, and guess what? They're just keeping up a bunch of commotion. Mom, Betty, Sister Sadie, Sister Bunny. I remember when I used to live with my great-grandmother, and we would go in, and we'd be cutting up in the house, and great-grandma would come in, and she would simply say something like this. She said, oh, hush that fuss. Hush that fuss. What she was saying was, cut out all that commotion. That's what Jesus was saying in terms. He was telling them, hush that fuss. What are y'all doing? No doubt in my mind, why did Jesus come in and hush the fuss? Because see, sometimes you can get a lot of people that's crying and weeping and wailing, and these were professionals that were paid to weep and wail, and now you can get a lot of people crying, and you'll start losing heart. That's it. You'll start losing faith, because you'll think thing gets over with. Yeah. Jesus had to come in and take what? Control of the situation. Yeah. You have to learn to take control of your situation. Don't let the situation take control of you. Watch this. The paralytic man, where was he? There were 4 men that came. And where was he? He was on the bed. On the bed. Laid out. But when he told him, your sins are forgiven. See, he said, arise and walk. See, what happens is, when you on the bed got control of you. When it comes the time in your life when you got to get up off the bed and put the bed on your shoulder, and what once had control of you, you now have control of it. You got to have control of what? The situation. Don't let it. Do not let hell. It's okay to have hell around you, but for heaven's sake, don't let hell get inside. I might have hit it out the park. Because what happens is, we can have hell all around us, but let us stay in that mess long enough, and we'll let hell get in us. Let me show you something. I don't go to everything that I'm invited to. And not to say that some stuff that I'm not able to come to, that there's nothing that arises that I can't come to. But I'm very particular and very mindful of the places that I go. Because it's hard for me to come up here and preach to the mess if I'm a part of the mess. See, what happens is, there has to be an understanding is that if you're a part of the mess and everywhere you go, you're hanging out and you're doing what the people do. When you come in here on Sundays, you can't preach to it because you've been a part of it. Be mindful where you go. If they talk about you, say you never go with them, no, it's all right. You got to know where to go and where not to go. Listen to me. Jairus got there. And when Jesus got there, he only took Peter, James, and John. When you get into some critical situations, you can't take everybody in with you. Everybody that started out with you may not finish with you. It come a time you gotta cut. Jesus even showed us you gotta cut some people back. You gotta say, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, look. Jesus come in and say, wait a minute. Hush the fuss. What's all this commotion? Tell you what, all doubt is outside. Huh? That's basically what all doubters outside. Yeah. See, you gotta understand something. When Jesus comes and Jesus says, Talitha kumai, which means damsel arise, which means little girl. Now, that means that there was a little girl, a princess that was in trouble. So Jesus had to be her shining armor. Oh, glory. Yeah. Had to be her shining armor. That knight of shining armor. He had to come in. And if you ever notice a shining armor, which I had one right over here, but somebody moved it. Let me show you something. That shining armor, and this is what I want you to understand. The shining armor, when it stands here with that knight with the sword standing here, that represents faith. That represents no doubt. Watch me here. Watch me. Because that shining armor, you can shoot at it and hit the armor, and it will ricochet. That's right. It will bounce off. So now you may dip his armor, but you don't hurt him. There may be some dents in my armor, but I tell you, baby, there are no scars on my face. Because see, the thing of it is, The thing of this, when his sword struck here, that represented pain. And Jesus stepped in to this little girl's life, and he was her shining armor. He was her knight that come in, and he said, all battles out. And I could see that knight standing up there with that sword. All battles out. Because he said, when the enemy comes in, when the enemy throws his fiery darts, having done all, do what? Stay. What happens when Jesus gets in and he takes the mother and the father in with it, Peter, James, and John, and he touches this girl and speaks into her life, and she will rise up. Yeah. Which means she got up. And what did Jesus say next? He said, give her something. Why give her something to eat? We think in the physical. Because the first place she's been revived, she needs something to eat and drink. But in the spirit realm, I said, gotta have a testimony. Feed her the word. Let her know what I've done for her. Because the three Hebrew boys, they say, if he don't deliver us, we know that he is able to. Huh? And Lord, we couldn't do nothing until you come. And every time that the Lord showed up, something happened. Every funeral that he showed up at, every funeral Jesus showed up at, they got out of the coffin and started walking. Because he interrupted. Because life came in where death was present. And when life comes in, everything that is dying comes back to life. Everything that's dead comes back to life. Luke 7, a woman that was bearing her only son in the city of Nain. Jesus came to the funeral. He was on a passerby. And he said, son, get out of the coffin. One day, he had been in the coffin. One day, on that same day, he showed up and said, get up. Now here it is. Jairus' daughter is 12. Now notice something. The woman had an issue of blood for 12 years. This young girl was 12 years old. But what happened? The woman was losing her life from 12 years, and Jairus' daughter was 12, and she's been good to her father, and he's losing a daughter that's 12 years old. Isn't it amazing how God has authority, and he can step in and mend what's broken? Huh? He mends what's broken. And now when we understand and we look and we see that when he steps in, he said, give her something to eat. Now he has the word. Feed her. They have to feed her. And so now you feed off the word. Feast off the word. Word of God. It's something about when Jesus entered into your situation. And you want to try to lead him and tell him what needs to be done. Jesus said, I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to stop right here. But watch this. Where do our faith go when Jesus don't, when he put us on hold? What is your faith? Watch this. I recall Mary